Welcome to Dropped In, Erika. I am so honored to welcome you to our community.
It's great to be here, Megan. Thank you so much for having me.
So, I always love to ask my guests, as opposed to me reading the bio, who you are and what you do.
All right. So I am an angel investor, strategic advisor, and business owner. I live in Manila in the Philippines, but I pretty much travel the world. Right now, I'm in Miami, Florida. My investment thesis, my philosophy is really companies that balance profit with purpose. So I look for companies in sustainability, wellness, future of work, and education. So it's really a mixed bag. And I have portfolio companies all over the world. Now I love traveling. I went to 18 countries last year and more this year. I'm a scuba diver. I like to read and write and soon to be published author along with you.
So, Erika and I met in the Unreserved space. So grateful
Yes,
to be
yes.
here with you.
Great speaking with you.
So,
Mhm.
how did you get into becoming an angel investor? What inspired you to do so?
So I've always been in the corporate space, right? But short answer is my dad. My dad started this tech company alongside another business partner and got really successful actually. And we've been fortunate enough to that got really successful. Because of that on foray into entrepreneurship, he wanted to help other entrepreneurs as well. So he got into angel investing and always consulted me on his decisions about that. He got sick a few years ago. He's now bedridden and nonverbal. And
Mhm.
as I took over his seat at the board, my brother and I decided, hey, this extra funds, we can continue what Pop what Pop has been doing, and that's how we got into angel investing.
That
Yeah.
is beyond inspiring. And
No,
my
thank you.
condolences for your dad.
No, he's still okay. He's bedridden, nonverbal. It's hard to see him like this, and it's painful for me. But I hope he's proud.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure he is. So, which startups do you love to support the most?
I like women or minority owned startups in sustainability, wellness, future of work, or education. I always look for something that balances that purpose. I want a startup that can do the community good and at the same time have a very clear path to profitability. You cannot help others if you do not help yourself first. And money, to me and to many others, is the door that opens opportunities. A startup should not be afraid to make money and and balance that profit with the purpose of existing. So yeah, that's what I look at essentially. And then of course I have my own personal criteria for investing. I do my due diligence. So yeah, that's how I roll.
Very
Mhm.
inspiring indeed. What would you say is a golden rule that you could share with entrepreneurs for success?
A golden rule, as I've mentioned, profitability, revenue is really the most important thing. But even beyond that, I think you have to define your purpose, why your company exists, your North Star, what drives you, what makes you get up in the morning and say, hey, I am going to do this again and again. Every time I fail, I will get up because of this particular North Star. Profit will come, revenue will come as long as you define that mission, as long as you define those goals. And I am very inspired by entrepreneurs that have that very clear vision. In fact, I have I can name three distinct founders who have the guts, the vision, and the passion for driving their business forward. All three of them are women.
Mm,
I will back you with whatever it is that you want to do. Yeah.
That's incredible. What qualities do they portray?
With every question I would ask them, they were just on top of it. What are your numbers? What's your cap? What's your LTV? They knew everything by heart. What does your 5 year plan look like? They were on top of it. And what's more, they were excited. They had the guts to come up to me and say, hey, I think you'd be perfect for this. And this is why. They also had the passion for business so much so that they wanted to help others as well. They were very open with their network, with their knowledge, with their resources. And they just we're in the space of, hey, we succeed and we all succeed together. I think that was really quite inspiring for me to see. And Yeah, fantastic ideas, of course. I mean, hands down. That's the basic thing. But, aside from that, they had the passion, the knowledge, the experience as well to back them up. So, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, phenomenal. I am so inspired by the work that you do. It's
Oh, thank
incredible.
you. That's really sweet of you to say. Yeah. I mean, I could talk more about it. Like, I could go on and on. And yeah, I mean, it's really nice. I've got a few portfolio companies in 5 different countries, and it's nice to see all these founders, entrepreneurs, um, putting their vision to life and helping out their own communities or creating something that's never been done before, or just essentially trying to make their own part of the world a better place.
I know one of your main drivers is to balance profit with purpose, right?
Yes, that is
So,
correct.
what are
Yes.
some standout businesses that you've backed that really
Mhm.
embody this?
Do I name companies or
Wherever you want to take it.
okay? One company that even in its idea stage, I'm like, let's do it. It's called the Cherub. It is essentially a two-sided marketplace for funders and founders to match with each other. It's like Raya for deal flow. And it's gotten so wonderfully beautiful in terms of interface, UX, just the whole experience altogether. It makes deal flow so much easier on both sides. That's one. I have another startup based out of the Philippines called Milo. It's short for My Little One. It essentially services families of children with autism who are nonverbal. It gives them the resources to access therapists. It also provides them with videos that can bridge the gap between sessions. So it can help the nonverbal child speak. What inspired me about this founder was that he said, at the end of the day, because his son has autism, and he said, at the end of the day, I'm just a dad who wants to hear his son tell him he loves him. And I'm like, oh God, oh my God, my friend, my friend. Another standout business, I think, would be Navi. It is a mental health app. Um, it aims to make single sessions more efficient and more accessible to people. They're looking at making things more effective, particularly for those one-off sessions with psychiatrists, therapists, etc. Oh gosh, what else? I'm quite excited about what else to talk because there's just so much. You can check it out on my website. Everything that I've backed is there.
You are a gift. My eyes are just flooded with
Oh,
tears. I can imagine just how you feel each night putting your head on the pillow. The profound ripple effect that you're creating is truly a legacy.
well, I hope so. I mean, it wasn't always like this. I did go through my own hardships, my own personal trials. Not too long ago, I was in an abusive relationship. Not too long ago, I did go through a mental breakdown after some bullying. I talk about it more in the book. And the reason why I personally invest, and this is why my philosophy is to invest in companies that balance profit with purpose, it's because I want people to be heard.
Mhm.
I never want anyone else to feel the way I did, marginalized, pushed to the side, or dismissed. I want the founder who wants to make his or own part of the world a better place. I want to support them, especially if I resonate with their purpose. So, yeah, that's how I roll.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing. So, w- what you just shared, it was that a catalyst for the work that you do today? Yeah.
Absolutely. I think when somebody goes through hardships, they either, right, and I've never wanted to have that mentality of the victim.
Mhm.
I think the best thing that you can do when you go through something, it's to find something, a purpose that's bigger or higher than yourself. When I was going through it, one thing that helped me was being active in a nonprofit, helping kids with no educational access. I just wanted to continue that. By doing good, you kind of forget and heal on your own. So that was a great form of therapy.
I love this topic, especially around the resiliency piece. I know
Mm.
Tony Robbins really speaks into this. What do you think differentiates a person that is either in that space of victimhood or rising up from the ashes?
It's a passive versus active way of thinking. Passive victimhood is, oh, this happened to me. Oh, poor me. And rising above the ashes means, okay, this happened to me. What do I do about it? Do I
Mm,
just wallow in this, or do I, this is not the end. This is not my story. It's
yeah.
that resolve to say, this is not how my story ends, or this is not what defines me. Conscious choice. I have my own mental issues. I have my own battles with mental health, but together with therapy, medicine, and I've had the privilege of getting access to that. It's really about, okay, what is my choice? What do I want my life to look like? And what are the steps I want to take to live that life? And
Mhm.
yeah, it was a slow but sure thing. I'm still going through it. It's always a process.
And it's a shift in identity, right?
Absolutely.
It's, yes, this happened.
I have this, let's go. My mantra is always the only way out is through. You don't sweep it under the rug. You feel everything, you process everything, and you just go through it.
So you mentioned navigating through the mental health, and I can imagine in the world that you are playing in, the
Mm,
amount of travel you do. What else do you do? Because in the world of entrepreneurship, we can experience so much pressure, stress.
mm,
So what do you do to
mm.
support yourself?
Oh, this is funny. Okay. So, of course, I have a therapist, a healer actually, that I have sessions with every 2 weeks. And if you have the privilege of getting access to one, I suggest you do. I also meet up with like minded women, and I've been very fortunate to find my tribe who kind of get me. We get each other in that way. I spend time with my loved one. I travel a lot with my partner, my significant other. He's the one that coaxes me out of my shell. To be honest, if I had the choice, I would be cocooning in a five-star hotel and ordering room service and not doing anything. But he's like, okay, let's go out. He pushes me out of my comfort zone, which I think is really important as well. I'm camping in Antarctica. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, I hang out with my nieces and nephews. They're amazing. They're, I think, the best kids in the universe. It's important to touch base with people you love, to forge those relationships. They honestly can make you stronger in a way also without you realizing it. When you have that community that backs you up, that's amazing. Mm,
Community is everything, isn't it?
okay.
Especially entrepreneurship. And it can be a solo journey.
Mm.
And trying to do it on your own is less than easy.
Oh, no, no. Yeah. You do need to touch base. You do need to ask for help. You do need to show that vulnerability. Vulnerability is strength, not about handling everything on your own.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Vulnerability
Mhm.
is strength. Let's drop into that even deeper because
Yeah.
it is a superpower, isn't it?
It is. It's so hard to admit when you need help, to be
Mhm.
honest, right? And you have to admit to yourself that you can't do everything alone. To admit that you need help shows courage on your end that, hey, like, I am faltering, help me. And that creates connections, it creates ability. In fact, when I shared my story with a few people, they said, wow, this makes you even more appealing as an investor.
Mm.
Okay.
So back to the angel investing, what common mistakes do you see early stage founders make when pitching to investors like you?
Oh, again, not being on top of things in terms of numbers, not knowing the business inside out, asking for too little or asking for too much. I've seen both sides of the coin, and that only shows me that, oh, you might not know what you're doing entirely. At an early stage as an investor, a big part of it is really investing in the founder. So the founder has to show the knowledge, the skills, the passion, the wisdom to handle everything. The founder also has to voice out their concerns like, okay, I'll need help in this part, in this part. It shows that they are quite self aware.
Mhm.
What else? I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but maybe something like if you're too a mismatch between the angel and the founder and the company. Recognize you have to research who you're pitching to. Sometimes there's no match at all. Did you read anything about me? That feels always a little off.
I can imagine. Do you
Yeah.
experience that often?
Not that often, thankfully. They do the research, they do the homework. So kudos to all you founders out there who have pitched to me. You're doing great. Keep going. It's just sometimes I find something that is not aligned with myself.
In my language, it has to be an energetic match, that's for sure.
So there's the vibe check, then there's the due diligence, then there's okay, what are the terms, etc. Then that's a whole process.
I
Mhm.
can imagine. So, what industries, trends right now are you most excited about?
Oh, trends. Okay. So, well, AI is the big word, right?
Yeah.
And really translates on how does this technology, how will it improve our lives? And how will it improve our careers? I work, one of my companies is in the tech space, customer service, research, etc. And AI is forced to take over a lot of those jobs. I'm really interested to know how will it improve those jobs as well, right? I don't want people to be out of work. So how can they upgrade your skills, upskilling, etc. There was one interesting startup that I saw where they use AI to essentially, it's a life planner slash scheduler slash everything. It'll text you, okay, this is your schedule for today. Would you like me to block time to work out? I'm like, oh God, this is perfect. This is what I need. And I'm just really interested to see how this can affect our future of work, our wellness, everything without us actually becoming slaves to the whole process, right? Yeah,
It's wild what's happening with AI. We haven't even scratched the
absolutely.
surface with what's
No,
happening.
we have not, and there's so many interesting applications for it. There's one startup that just pitched to me where they use AI to diagnose strokes even before they happen.
Whoa.
Yeah, my dad suffered from a stroke, so I'm pretty heavily emotionally invested in this. Still in the due diligence phase with this, but we'll see how that goes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like, how is that even possible?
I know. So they use the camera and data from all over to pull. This is really interesting.
Life is not life changing, it's life saving, literally.
Exactly. If I could prevent what my family is going through from happening to another family, that would be amazing.
You are my girl.
Aw, that's really sweet of you. Do good, be good.
Yeah.
It's always a process.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
evident that
Mhm.
you are making a huge ripple in this world. So thank you for the work that you do.
Well, I hope I do. And, it's really carrying on my dad's legacy. It's
Yeah.
building something for my niece and nephews. It's about something bigger than myself.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
all right. What's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self before starting this journey?
Ooh, like I said, my mantra in life is the only way out is through. Sometimes you have to go through the mess to come out stronger. And that's perfectly fine. You can be messy, you can be awkward, you can be so crazy and silly. But if you learn from things, if you come out stronger than you have been, then it was all worth it.
Mm,
Mhm.
indeed. Indeed. I love
Mhm.
that. I love that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, what's the best way for people to connect with you?
They can find me on LinkedIn, Erika Aquino. You can have my spelling in the show notes.
Yeah.
My name spelling in the show notes, or on Instagram at I am Erika Aquino. Or my
Okay.
website, erica-aquino.com. Sometimes.
We'll be sure to include all of that into the show notes.
Thank
One
you.
last question I have for you, and I could
Mhm.
be here with you all day. So, thank you so much for your time. For
Absolutely.
those that are feeling the call to quit or throw in the towel, what is a message of hope that you can offer them?
Follow your North Star. Remember why you started in the first place and just be consistent about it.
Thank you so much, Erica. It's
Thank you as well,
honored,
Megan.
honored to
No,
be here with you.
I'm really flattered that you asked me to come on.
Yes, of
You know,
course. I can't wait to meet you in person, hopefully
same. Same.
for
Yeah.
the book launch.
Yeah, I will be there. I will be in
Yes.
Canada. My first time in Canada, actually.
Oh,
My first time in Canada. So I'm quite excited
oh,
for all this. Yeah.
wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Erica.
Thank you as well.
Most people think scaling is about doing more strategy, more hours, more effort. Your success isn't about how hard you work. It's about how well your nervous system can hold what you're building. If your body is stuck in survival mode, no strategy in the world will make scaling feel sustainable. You'll stay in the cycle of overthinking, self sabotaging, pushing harder while getting nowhere. Not because you don't know what to do, but because your system isn't wired to receive what you're working for. That's why I created the Inner Pharmacy Playbook. 143 power pages of high level strategy to regulate your nervous system, rewire resistant, and finally step into momentum that sticks. You weren't meant to build your empire through exhaustion. You were meant to build it with ease, clarity, and power. And that starts here. Go to the show notes and grab your copy of the Inner Pharmacy Playbook, because the next level of your business is not about grinding harder. It's about becoming the version of you who can hold it all.